cages. This was a super popular thing in the 1900s. The main purpose of this was because they thought back then that getting some fresh air for your baby was a good way to prevent tuberculosis. It was really healthy for them to get some fresh air, and for people who lived in little apartments in New York and London that they didn't have a backyard or couldn't easily go to a park, this was a great way for your babies to go outside. This was actually incredibly popular, even after World War II, especially in London, apparently, all the way up until the 60s. Basically, you strap a cage onto the outside of a window, kind of like what people do with their cats nowadays, but instead it was for a baby. Like Eleanor Roosevelt and the Roosevelt children had these and used these in New York City. This was a super common thing in big cities because they didn't want to have to take their kids down to the park. They were just like, baby needs some fresh air. Throw them in a cage outside the window. And there's a lot of different reasons why they stopped doing this practice. A big one was safety, because can you imagine that this thing would kind of just fall out sometimes? However, this really reminds me of how Nordic people like to put their babies in strollers and just leave them outside in the wintertime. This kind of feels like the equivalent.